This isn't a typical cowshed. And these aren't farmers. They're vets at a cow hospital, the clinic for ruminants at Bern University. It's far from the mountain meadows the animals are usually associated with, but spending time here is often part of a Swiss cow's life too. This calf has an infection of the navel, so it's being prepared for surgery.
Achtung!
It has to be lifted onto the table by a crane. Then a tube is inserted into its mouth to facilitate breathing. And while it's being transported to the operating room, Joy the calf is getting ready to go home and is weighed before being loaded onto a truck.
She had an intestinal obstruction and was constipated. We took her to the hospital as soon as we discovered the problem. The vets had to remove part of her intestine. How much did you say it was? Half a meter?
Helma, the cow, is not a patient, but because she has an excellent digestive system, she's here to donate the good bacteria contained in her gastric juices to less fortunate creatures.
She's lived with this hole in her stomach for years now, so she's used to it and doesn't mind. It doesn't seem to cause her any pain.
And the recipient seems very grateful to receive the donation. The vets have begun operating on the calf with the navel infection. The assistants monitoring the calf's vital signs are worried about its breathing.
I'm ventilating it to help it breathe. The carbon dioxide levels rose critically when it was breathing on its own. It must be forced to exhale carbon dioxide.
This cow's limp means it's in great pain when it walks. The vets will do some tests to see if it is suffering from septic arthritis, as they suspect.
When animals come to the hospital in such a bad state, you ask yourself why nothing was done earlier. Unfortunately, we can't give it painkillers yet, since the owner has not decided what to do with the animal. If the tests show the cow can't be healed, the owner might decide to slaughter it. And unfortunately, it's forbidden to give drugs to animals which will eventually be slaughtered for their meat.
The cow is 9 months pregnant. The doctors discuss whether they should induce birth before it's taken away to the slaughterhouse. But it will be the owner who will have to decide the fate of the cow. Beyonda the calf has just had an operation on her broken leg. She thinks she's got it bad, but what about her owner?
I broke my arm and had it operated on today. Since we were in town, we decided to come by and see how our calf was doing. We always try to visit our animals when they're in hospital.
There will be no more tests done today on the cow with the limp, so it's taken back to the barn. The surgery on the bovine with a navel infection was successful. It has to remain under observation for a while. And so, another day ends for these cows and all the animals at the university clinic.